Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is Star Wars The Black Series Archive Luke Skywalker as compared to the original. Now, this isn't a full review, much like my IG-88 that I probably posted before this because I recorded it before this. I'm mostly just going to open this up and kind of go through the comparisons. In fact, this one I've actually reviewed on my channel, albeit I reviewed it years ago, and it was one of the first Star Wars The Black Series figures I ever reviewed on my channel. It was kind of before I really knew what I was doing. It's still there if you ever want to go see it, but I just kind of want to get this open and show you the differences between the two figures and is it worth buying. Now, I'm just going to say this straight away. IG-88 and Luke Skywalker were the only two of the 4 released so far that I was planning on buying. As far as I can tell, Bosk and Boba Fett are the exact same as their original releases, and I own those already. So I don't have any plans right now of buying them. Now, if you guys have bought them and you say, no, the new ones are way better, let me know. I'd be happy to buy them, but I've looked at them in the package, I've seen them on the store shelves, and I just don't see any need to buy them again. The paint, everything just looks the same. But for now, I've got this Luke Skywalker. This was number 1. This is the first Black Series figure ever made, at least, you know, in the numerical order. It was part of the first wave, and it was listed as number 1 on the package. So I have the original right here. His blade is in the box, so I didn't want to pull that out, but I've got his gun, I've got his helmet, I've got his face. Here we have the box for the Luke Skywalker. Now I can tell before even getting him out of the package, his face is a lot better. The paint is a lot better. The sculpt is probably the same. From IG-88, they didn't change anything about the sculpt, so I'm just assuming it's going to be the same for this. But I can tell it's got the new face painting. Whether that's a good thing or not, we'll get into that. But he's got his lightsaber, he's got his helmet, he's got his gun. That's pretty much everything the original one came with. We've got a nice kind of drawn picture of Luke here. On the side it says Luke, on the side over here it says Archive. At the top here it says Star Wars The Black Series. On the back we have sort of the original little blurb. It says 2013 was the year that it came out. We have the original packaging right here, number 1, Luke Skywalker. That's what it looked like when it first came out. You can read that if you want to. There's a UPC on the bottom if you want to kind of type that in to see if you can find it on BookSeek. We have the side view, top view. Nothing really kind of to write home about. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and if you watch my IG-88 or any of my 40th anniversary Star Wars Black Series figures, you know how I do this. I basically just take a hobby knife. Now it's very important when cutting it to kind of be safe, I guess. Like I'm not doing, you're never supposed to cut towards yourself, and I did it, but you know, don't tell my mom, and I think we'll be okay. Also, don't tell my Scoutmaster from when I was a kid. All right, let's go ahead and forget about the past. Let the past die. Bury it if you have to. Let's get Luke out. Now, you know what's funny about this? His lightsaber here is kind of bent, and there were 2 of these on the shelf. And I swear to God, I put this one down and picked the other one up at least 5 times to make sure I got the one without the bent lightsaber. Even though I knew it was probably fine, I just wanted the one that looked good in the package. And for some reason, I kept picking up this one, and I have no idea why. So let's see if this is bent permanently or if it's just something that I can fix. Looks like it's a little bit bent. The lightsaber blade just pops right out. Yeah, the lightsaber blade is kind of just bent a little bit permanently on this one. I'm sure I can, if I get a little hot water, I can fix that. But yeah, it's kind of dumb. You can see it's a little bent. Gotta get all of these out here, and then I'll just slide this. And this is why I do this, is if you do want to save these, you can just slide this right back in as if nothing ever happened. And boom, you've got kind of the original packaging still there, still attached. I don't really care. Honestly, I'll probably throw the archive packaging away. I want to just kind of test all of the joints. They all seem pretty good. It's always important to test your joints when you first open up a figure. So like this, some of them are really tight, and you just kind of have to be careful the first time you give them a nice little bend so they don't break. And let's just take a look at both of these side by side. The face is, well, it's better. It's still not good, but it's better. I wouldn't look at this and say that's a spot on Mark Hamill. It's definitely better than this one. I think this is one of those cases where everyone always says, oh, the sculpt is there, it's the paint that's bad. I think this one might have been a case of both the sculpt being bad and the paint not being there, because this isn't the best here. In fact, it kind of looks like the holiday special Luke Skywalker from the Star Wars Holiday Special, because he had a lot of makeup on, and that's kind of what that looks like there. The eyes, I will say this is one of the big things. The eyes, the way they do these eyes it's just a lot better. I will say that. And the shading they do on the face definitely looks a lot better. The finger on my original one is a lot more pronounced. The finger on this one is definitely not as, I wonder if that's just because he hasn't been holding the gun like this one has, because this one I've pretty much always had holding the gun. I like having the lightsaber on the hilt because you just never see this Luke Skywalker, you know, wielding a lightsaber around. Oh yeah, I forgot the bottom feet down here move. Yeah, so let's take a look at the helmets here. As far as I can tell, these are identical. The painting on this one looks a little sharper than on this one, a little thicker on this one. It looks pretty much the same. The painting on this one is definitely, I would say, a little sharper. Yeah, even like right here, these little marks, they're a lot more defined. This one was misaligned up here, whereas this one is pretty much spot on. So I would say that the new helmet, while not drastically better, is better. Even down here, look at the messiness of this versus the cleanliness of this, although it's a little bit missed right there. So the helmet on the new one is definitely better. We've got the gun of the new one here and the gun of the old one here. Now it's hard to see because it's just basically black on black, but it basically is the same. There's a couple, like there's a fleck of silver in here that there's not on here. Silver on this one's actually a little sharper, and the handle is pretty much the same. Yeah, the guns aren't super different. So let's take a look at the lightsaber hilts, because the lightsaber blade is a lightsaber blade. That's not super different. It's not super different there. I honestly don't even remember which one I'm holding in my hand is which one. They're so similar, so that doesn't really matter. So unlike IG-88, the accessories aren't radically different. The helmet's a little better. The face is a little better on this, and the finger is a little bit more pronounced on this than it is on this. But again, I'm not entirely sure if that's because him holding the gun for years. So let's just, I don't know, let's pop in the gun here, see what happens. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think the gun just being in his hand for so long just kind of does that. There we go. This definitely hangs a lot better here than this one. This one I've always had an issue with. It's just, it's never kind of held up super well. It's a very flimsy piece of plastic. Whereas this one, it's still flimsy. It just, so far it's holding up a lot better. But that's not super different, I guess. Never really know what to do with like their offhand. It's kind of weird, like when you focus on it. There we go. So I guess my final thoughts here are, again, if you don't own this figure and you want one without paying an arm and a leg, yeah, get the Archive series. If you do own it and you just, you know, want the better face paint, face sculpt, no, it's not face sculpt, it's literally just face paint. Sure, yeah, it's better. It's not mind-blowingly better. It's definitely the exact same figure with no changes. Get it if you don't have it, but you probably shouldn't be too upset if you miss out on this and you have the original, because it's, I mean, 20 bucks for a minor face upgrade. I don't really know if it's super worth that, because that's the big thing you're taking away here. Let me know down in the downstairs area what your thoughts are. Did you pick this up? Are you in the same boat as me? You had the original and you just kind of wanted the new updated one? Let me know in the comments. I was kind of hoping maybe it'd be a little bit more different than that, but it's literally not. But that's the direction I guess the Archive is going, and it's good to know that from Wave 1. They're literally the exact same figure, but maybe with better paint. Although IG-88 had a different gun, a bigger gun, so who knows? We'll see what the future holds. Again, I'm not getting Boba or Bosk, but let me know if I should, I guess. But if it's not different, I'm not going to. That's just a fact. So thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. Like, share, subscribe. You know, the normal YouTube stuff. There's a couple different ways down in the downstairs area that you can support my channel if you want to. And I'll see you later. Bye.